Hello and welcome to the Macabre Motel. Please come inside. Room 210 is reserved and waiting for you. Right this way. Today's story comes from the southern Appalachians, where apparently there's still mystery and magic to be found in them there hills. Time is a funny thing. There's places that go 24 hours a day. Seems like they never slow down, and time races by. And then there's places like here. Round here, time crawls. We don't never get in no hurry, but that's okay, 'cause nothing's in no hurry here. No reason to rush, but sometimes time plays its trick of its own. See, that's what happened to me and one of my buddies around here. We was out one night, bored, 'cause they's nothing to do. These old mountains is beautiful, but they don't make for cosmopolitan areas. So, we do whatever we can find to do. Get in any trouble we can find to get into. And that's what me and my buddy was doing. We was just out riding around, 'cause that's pretty much what we do around here. A friend of ours told us about this here place. It's supposed to be kind of special. It was a road that went up a mountain. After you got past the halfway point, there wasn't no houses up that there road no farther than that. You gone on up past the halfway point, it was just pure mountain. No houses to be seen. But once you got to the top, either one of two things was going to happen. Either you was going to find a clear blue sky and be able to look down on what little town we got here, and it made for a pretty sight, all the lights and whatnot at night, or you was going to run into a fog, and it's hard to tell what would come walking out of that there fog, so he said. And we didn't know whether to believe him or not, so we thought we'd go check it out and see. To be honest, we was kind of hoping for one of them there fogs, 'cause, we was mighty bored, and we figured whatever would come walking out of it, we could probably handle it. When you're young and you're at that age, you believe you can pretty much handle anything, but there was just one problem. We drove up and down our little 2-lane highway here, looking for that there turnoff, and we finally seen what appeared to be the very road we was looking for, and we started up it, but it wasn't the right road. So we went back down the road, and went back to the highway, and we went up another road. That weren't hit neither, so we headed on back to town and went to see our buddy that told us about this here road. And he said, no, you didn't go far enough, and you needed to go up past Earl's place and stop and turn at the big rock. You know how they is, they give you these stupid directions. Can't tell you the name of the road. No, God, no, we can't do that. But we can tell you what rocks look like. So, here we go again. So we went even further up the 2-lane there, and you know how it is. You keeping your eyes peeled, you got your co-pilot in the passenger seat, and he's watching too, and yeah, we finally found what looked like the road we was looking for, but we went up through there, and it only went so far, and it just dead-ended. So we went back down, and we went back and forth up and down this road a couple of times, dumbfounded by the fact that we followed them directions to the T. But the road they sent us to wasn't the road we was looking for, or at least we thought it wasn't. When we come back down the road the last time, we pulled off onto the 2-lane there. There was a little pull-off area there at the side of the road, just a few feet there, from about 10-15 feet from the end of the road, and we pulled into it, and we was going over the directions amongst ourselves there, making sure we was where we thought we was. And all of a sudden I got the coldest chill run down my spine. I tell you what, it like to froze my blood. I got to looking around. This highway didn't look like it did when we was down here the last time. There's an old trailer down at the end of the road the last time we was down here. Matter of fact, it's right where this here pull-off we was a-sitting in. This should have been the driveway to that trailer, but they weren't no trailer. So we looked around for a minute or two and seen something neither one of us knew what to do about. There sat an old white wooden church. But there was something funny. Something just wasn't right. I ain't never seen a church that scared you to look at it. Not around here anyway. Not unless it was falling to the ground. They get kind of creepy when they start falling to pieces. But no, this one looked in good condition. Almost like it couldn't have been more than 10-15 years old. I looked at my buddy. I said, "You see that? Or am I losing my mind?" And at first, he wasn't speaking, so I waited. I said, "You all right?" He said, "I don't know. That wasn't here. How did we get here? Where are we? None of this looks right. I've lived here my whole life, and I ain't never seen this." I said, "You and me both. Don't know what to make out of that. But I said, there's something makes me want to walk over there and see what the deal is with that church right there." He got all excited. No, you can't do that. Don't do that. No, don't. Now don't go over there. There's something wrong. No, don't do it. See that door? Look at that door. So I looked at the church a little better. Sure enough, seen the door. Looked like it was a good 6 to 8 inches of standing open there. And I thought to myself, who leaves a church door open, cracked open to the weather, the wind, or whatever, at 2:30 in the morning? So we sat there a few more minutes, and they was a mighty strong pull. I wanted to go in that church so bad. Don't know why, considering it was scaring the ever-living daylights out of me. I bet you we sat there a good 15-30 minutes, just staring, slack-jawed and stupid-eyed. Finally, my buddy, he said, "We gotta get out of here. We can't sit here no longer. If we don't get out of here, one or the other of us is gonna walk in that place, and we ain't never gonna be seen again." I said, "What do you mean? It's a church. How much harm could it do?" He said, "Now, you and me both know that church wasn't over there when we went up the road. Who's to say it'll be over there when we try to come out? We don't know where it come from, and we don't know where it's going." When I tell you, I really wanted to go in that church, but I figured he was right. 'Cause the truth of the matter was, that church wasn't over there when we went up that road. So, we decided to test it. We pulled back out on the 2-lane. We drove, about 2 miles up the road, turned around at another pull-off, drove back down the road, and wouldn't you know, that there church weren't there when we got back. And as far as I know, me nor him neither one seen it since. Tom, it's a funny thing. We went looking for that road again about 2 weeks later. You know what? The scary thing is the road that had that little church there at the end of it, that was the right road. And we went back up it, and we found the top of the mountain. And we drove to the top of that there mountain many a time after that. And we finally did run into that there fog he was a-talking about. And you know what? That's a story for a whole nother time, 'cause there is some messed up stuff in them there hills. Hey, this is Dead One Rollin saying thanks for stopping by and spending a little time with us here at the Macabre Motel, hanging out here in room 210. Please feel free to comment, rate, and subscribe, and thank you again for spending time with us. Hoping that you may always be a voyeur of the dark side and not a victim.